Like, what are we doing?
Corey Graves, the ignorant slut. Cannot pronounce the word coup de grace. He says coup de grace.
Welcome back to This is a Takeover. My name is David Hensley. I'm the owner and creative director of Long Walk Productions, and I am here to introduce your host, Shelby Ray Patterson.
Thank you, David, and welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina's only female-led NXT-focused wrestling podcast. This is a Takeover. And with me, as always, is my tag team partner on the show and in life, Gina Belmont. How you doing, girl?
Hey, y'all. Hey.
How have you been?
Oh man, I am getting through. Just going on.
Yep, going on.
Yep, that's about where we're at.
I feel like that's kind of the theme of things these days.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting there, but we're not there yet.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
it's kind of annoying.
a little bit,
Yeah.
progress is progress.
Yes.
Right. So maybe that's just my optimistic brain.
No,
just
that's
trying
good.
to
That's
reach
good.
for something.
No, I know. Yes, yes, that's exactly that attitude to have. So
That's what we're trying. But before we get started, because this takeover, she's laughing, y'all, because you'll find out. You'll find out why. It's not going to be till the end. So it's a huge cliffhanger, y'all. Like, she's starting out laughing already, and it's not even going to happen until the end of the show.
oh,
so
but it's gonna be
just
so worth it.
strap in because
Sit down, shut up, and hold on.
she's just going to laugh at me for the next 30 minutes until it happens, but it's fine. Before we get into that, we are back in studio,
We are.
which I feel like it is such a flip-flop every time we
Right.
we do this show.
We're there. We're
'Cause
not.
if you follow our show and you listen to it regularly, you notice that we don't put out as many
Yes.
as our sister show.
Yes, our sister.
David
show.
is nodding his head. Yes, he agrees with that.
Yes.
Our sister show, This Is a Work, they put out stuff pretty much monthly.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice a month with the way that the pay-per-views have been this past year and a
they've
half.
been-
They've been crazy. They've been
Yeah.
cranking them out.
Woohoo.
But we post and do an episode supposed to be every 4 times a year.
Yeah.
It's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now with COVID times, we've done it a lot more, which is great
Yes,
for us.
which is awesome.
When we
Which
first
is
started
awesome.
out this show,
Yeah.
we were like,
we were praying
when we
that
pitched
would
it
get
to David,
anything.
we were like, hey, you don't have to worry about us. We're only going to be in your office 4 times a year. I just think it would be
It's
a
gonna
really
be so simple.
Right, so simple. And then COVID just made everything not simple, but it's
Yeah.
fine. I don't know
But
where I
yay,
was.
content.
Exactly. I don't know where I was going with that.
Sister show.
Yeah,
this is-
we'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
I went on a tangent, and it is up in the air.
Yeah,
and
it derailed, but it's okay.
it's okay. I'll listen back to it later and be like, Shelby, that's what you meant to say, which is what I normally do with the show.
Yep, always. Yep, it's fine.
But-
It's fine. Words are
Oh,
hard.
we're back in the studio.
We're back in
That's
the
what I was
studio.
saying. So every time we come in or every time we do this show, we're either in a different location.
Yes.
Or
One of us is here. Yeah, normally me, I'm not here. It's okay.
doing lots of virtual
Back
episodes.
and forth.
Which is fine. We have jumped into this whole podcast game, I would say head first, not feet first.
Oh no, we were baptized by fire.
We were, because our first
Yeah.
episode
By
we're
magma.
first episode was like, hey, COVID's a thing.
Yeah. Also, one of your favorite people is leaving. So
Hey, but she's doing really good
She's-
now.
hey, Bianca, so proud of you. If
eat-
you're listening, because I know you are, because everyone listens to us, obviously.
Exactly.
So you're doing great, girl. So proud of you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing it.
Dogs is convinced that Vince McMahon listens to us, so yeah, why not?
Hey, I am actually convinced that someone down in Florida listens.
No, for real. And that is something that I was going to talk about because there was proof of that.
There's been
This-
proof a couple of takeovers that they listen to what we're saying. So I think we got some people.
Somebody's on the inside.
If there's anyone down there in Florida, in the, Orlando area,
In the performance center area.
if you listen, let us know.
Tanks.
But we are able to do our what are you drinking?
Yes, we
again.
are.
That's what I was trying to get to.
There
that
it
long
is.
ass tangent. Now we're here.
We're here.
We're
It's
at the
fine.
drink station and we're good. We're good to go.
All right.
We are able to go to our friends at Main Street Bottle Shop and get something to drink. So
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
what are you drinking?
I am drinking a sour ale called Lassie If Cherry Is Your Thing. It's by Westbrook Brewing Company, and Shelby would absolutely hate it because it tastes to her like cough syrup. I love cherry flavored things, so naturally I am all about this, but I know that you, Shelby Ray, would not be about this.
I would hate it because
hate it.
anything cherry, like even artificial, like not even real cherry,
Nothing.
like for some reason it just makes me like viscerally think about medicine.
Yeah.
Because growing up in the 90s and early 2000s,
that's all it was.
that was all that you had. Now there's like, all these different
It
flavors.
was either cherry or grape.
Or you had that really good, like, what's it called, like amoxicillin?
Amoxicillin
That
was-
everybody was like, no, I definitely have an ear infection, doctor. Like, give me the bubblegum medicine. Like, please. I remember actually getting really upset when I had to
wasn't.
take the pill version of it instead.
no, the horse pill.
Because they were like, no, like, Shelby, you're 15. Like, you can't be taking liquid medicine. I'm like, but my ear hurts. Like, give me the liquid, please. But that's why I don't like cherry stuff, because I just can't.
You got the end of like the cherry world, because the next little phase right after the cherry world was the orange world. And that was where my world was. Anything that fake orange, whatever grossness. But anyway, back to the subject of wrestling.
No, we have to say what I'm drinking next.
Oh, yes, of what you're drinking. I'm so sorry.
So I am drinking a mimosa hard seltzer, which, if you know me, I am such a basic bitch that this just hits me to my core.
She saw it, grabbed it, and walked to the the checkout right there.
Immediately. Gina was still looking for like,
I was like,
two more minutes.
Turn around. I was like, look, Shelby, look. Oh, you're not here.
I've already paid. I've like not even just at the counter. I've already given him my money, and he's given me my change as you walk up.
Money.
So it is a mimosa hard seltzer from Sparkle. Or the Sparkle brand. It's from Southern Range Brewing Company.
All right.
So I'm very, very happy. And David is drinking his smart water.
I am responsible occasionally.
Yeah.
I also don't drink a whole lot of water. It's mainly coffee and alcohol. So I was like, you know
Had to
what?
balance it out.
Yeah, I should have something, not one of those two things today.
No, that's fair. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
We can be the non-responsible ones.
Yeah,
There has to be somebody responsible between the three of us. So, but yay, I'm glad we got to do that, because I always love to support local businesses right now.
And yeah, especially now.
Yeah. So we will be drinking that throughout the night. Hopefully I won't burp the whole time,
Yeah,
because this is very bubbly.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
I'm fighting back the burp, but it'll be fine.
it's fine.
So let's get right into it. So this takeover was called Vengeance Day. Yes. And I am actually this is the only thing that I'm happy about them not traveling, is that they can't name their takeovers after the locations anymore.
Yeah, no, you're
They
actually
actually-
getting creative names and titles, and you're getting themes, you're getting new ideas.
Sometimes just numbers, but you're still getting something
Hey.
different.
31? I almost jokingly said, like, when we were watching this together, I said, is this Takeover 32?
And I
Like,
looked at her and I
jokingly.
said, no, it's not.
I almost, in my notes that I originally started writing, I wrote Takeover, and then I erased it and wrote Vengeance.
No, it's been Vengeance Day. It's such a cool name just
It
from
is.
the beginning.
It is.
And I did notice, we always talk about the set, like at the
Yes.
very top. Did you notice like the big red V
Yes,
instead
I
of
did.
the X?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't
Yes.
notice that until I went back and rewatched
Yes.
it. I was like, how did I not notice
so
that there was
cool.
not a big, huge X there anymore?
Yeah, no, it was a big, gigantic V with a circle around it.
It had a circle, and then at the end, it was like a devil tail.
Yeah, it was
or
cool.
something. And it was cool because it was on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because I'm not anti-Valentine's Day. I've just never really liked it. Even when I've been in long-term relationships and everything,
Yeah.
I've just never really
No,
been a
yeah.
big thing. Like, oh, let's go do dinner. Let's like give gifts and stuff. I've just never done that. And
Yeah.
thankfully, I am with someone that also feels the same way.
Yeah.
So, and we spend our entire Valentine's Day watching wrestling with our friends.
Yes.
Instead of doing sappy romantic stuff. Yeah. I just thought it was really interesting that they put it on Valentine's Day.
No, it was fun. It was a fun little level.
It was fun. So I thought the intro was very different but very cool.
Yes.
Because usually, if y'all are familiar with the takeovers, which obviously if you listen to our show, you're familiar with the takeovers.
I mean, I would hope that's kind of the whole point.
Maybe. But usually they have this like, heavy metal, borderline like screamo music, and
yes.
I'm not super into it. Can't appreciate it. I'm more like the level that I will go is like pop punk, like Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
Like that's my level of like
Panic.
and that's not even metal.
Yeah.
Like that's not I
it's pop metal.
Listeners, I know Fall Out Boy is not metal. Like I understand. But that high school Shelby thought they were metal for sure. But this was really nice change because it was, so this guy, Jaden Williams, who...
Oh my gosh. You were so excited.
I was so happy.
You were so happy.
He's been gone.
For forever.
Yeah, and he's not a wrestler.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what he was. He was kind of backstage, like he would be on their Instagram like stories before the shows to be like hyping you up, to be like, hey, these are the matches that are coming up, and see, there it is. That's the first one.
All right, starting a tally. I got it right here. We got one.
First burp. I don't know if anybody heard that.
One. I'm writing it down right here next to me. Sorry, David. I hope these papers aren't important.
So he was a backstage kind of personality guy who, like what Mackenzie does now. Okay. But now they have like, 3 people to do that one job. So he went away. Maybe he went and was doing something for his music career. I don't know.
Yeah. But I didn't know who he was when he popped up. So.
He came back, and there's this whole, video package that they have for the intro, and it's him rapping. And it's him just going through every single match that's going to happen that night.
It was awesome.
Oh, it was so cool.
It was fun.
Like, and he had like a yellow rose, just like
will you be my Valentine?
I'm like, yeah, Jaden, I'll do it.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
He's just cool. He just oozes cool.
Yeah,
like
it was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun way to start the show, and it was different than the whole like metal like. Let's start at a 10.
Yeah. It's like, get hype. And this one was like, get hype. Yeah. Get hype.
Yeah, do it.
It's wrestling in love.
I think we have a new quote for the introduction now.
Yeah. Get hype.
That's usually our goal, is to have intro quotes and t-shirt quotes.
Hey, anybody out there who makes... He's literally writing it down.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, anybody who makes t-shirts.
Anybody who makes t-shirts? Anybody want to help us out? Like, you're going to make so much money. We have so many quotes.
I needed chicanery shirts.
We need chicanery, like chicks.
Yeah, yes. It's perfect.
It's perfect.
So,
the best.
The first match that we have, which I was actually kind of surprised that this was the very first match. We have the Women's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Finals.
Oh my god.
Which, it's so historic.
Yes.
And you know how I get wrapped up in shit like this.
You have been so involved in all of this from the beginning, and it's a very valid thing to be involved in, because this is such a momentous occasion.
And yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is the first time ever that they have had a women's tag team tournament.
Yeah.
Just,
ever.
Yeah, but this, the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, it goes back, I think, to 2014, 2015.
I think so.
And it's named after Dusty Rhodes, who was a huge proponent in NXT when he was alive.
Yes.
Helped kind of get it off the ground. Like, a lot of people who are still in NXT and gone on to Raw and SmackDown, say that he is their inspiration for their characters. He would basically be the director sitting in the back of promo class being like, hey, this sucks, you need to go in a different direction, or this is great, go harder. Yeah. He was kind of their director when it came to character work.
Yeah. And they always talk about how much of a great guy he was.
Yeah, and how much he just loved
and
everybody.
Was just so passionate about everything.
So they created this tag team classic, which is basically a tournament.
Yeah.
And I think it was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe won the very first one. Mm-hmm. And I think the whole point of it is that they have people who are official tag teams that are in it, but most of the time those don't really win it.
Yeah, that's true.
They just have people that they put together who they think will work well or will mesh well or who are friends already on screen.
Yeah.
Like they did with Dakota and Raquel.
Yeah.
So usually that's how it works is they have like a whole bracket, and we've been watching this for weeks.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's been so fun.
And I'm gonna
so good.
I'm gonna steal something
Okay.
from this another wrestling podcast that I listen to called Tights and Fights.
Oh, yes.
There's this lovely British woman named Lindsay Kelk, who is one of the hosts on it, and I felt very privileged when she shouted me out on their show.
Oh my
gosh, I
gosh.
reposted it like 1,000 times. Like I was like gushing. I was so starstruck. She is basically like has all the same opinions as me on what's going on in wrestling right now,
Yes.
but with a British accent. So she sounds like way more sophisticated and smarter. So I appreciate her so much because she puts the AEW like women's division on blast all the time,
look.
or how AEW is treating their women's division. She puts like literally is like, y'all are doing this wrong, and all the things that I'm thinking in my head she is saying.
Yeah.
So I was listening to her talk about this whole Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Yes.
And she was saying, she's like, I felt weird about not being bored during these matches, but they felt bland to me. And then when I thought about it, she said, it's because there's no storyline. And we've been like, the way that we do wrestling now is so drenched in storyline that if there is something like a match on TV that doesn't have any storyline behind it, we immediately tune out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So she said, it's been such a breath of fresh air to watch just good wrestling.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
And I think the quote that she said, I want to make sure I say it right. She said, everything has been so steeped in storyline that it's just nice to pay attention to just the wrestling.
Yeah.
And she compares it. She's like, it feels like you've been over seasoning your food. And she's like, I've just been eating too much salt. Like I'm just, I'm down back to the bare bones of like why I like to watch this. And it's because I like the wrestles.
Yeah.
Like I like to watch people wrestle. It doesn't matter.
I like the wrestles.
Yeah, she calls it the wrestles, which I'm totally
that's so cute.
totally stealing that.
Oh, I just thought it was you, and I was almost going to make fun of you.
No.
Oh, no,
No,
I feel
don't,
bad.
because she's lovely.
No, she's
So
lovely.
thank you, Lindsay Kelk. I don't know if she listens to this. I gave her all the information and everything, so maybe she does.
Hey, shout out to you.
Yeah, so shout out to Lindsay Kelk from Tights and Fights. It was a very good quote, and it stood out to me enough that I ran to my notes and wrote it down.
Yes.
But I just thought that was a very good description of this tournament because it is just watching good wrestling.
It is.
And you have the two best teams, and they're here because they're the two best teams. It's not because they cheated their way to here or they have backup somewhere else. Like they just are the best.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. It's fun to watch that, especially when we're so starved for tag team
And
action anyway.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, just this match was so nice to watch. And I mean, we've talked about Raquel and the story not story, but like the growth she's gone through.
Yeah.
And just how much better she has gotten over the past few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Where it didn't feel like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, I don't want to give away the ending just yet because we got to talk about it. But, like it was so nice to watch. And then Shotzi and Ember.
Yeah, so let me set it up. So we have Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart.
Oh my gosh.
And
my lime green queen.
So dogs will really appreciate this match because both of the teams came out and they were color coordinating. He will appreciate that. He knows what I'm
Barnes is the fashion plate.
Well, yes, but he has said time and time and again, he was like, if you are a tag team, you have to coordinate your gear and you have to come out to the same song.
That's fair. That's fair. That he does. He does say that quite frequently.
Ember and Shotzi came out to the same song, but that was because they both entered on the tank.
And they have green hair.
They do. Ember
and
had
they have
the green
the matching
tips.
makeup.
Also, their outfits looked like they were like straight up Mad Max mechanics.
Just, oh my gosh, like they just totally busted out of the movie from your screen at home and was like, I'm here, let's fight.
I think Beth said something about like, she's like, forget the chocolates and the flowers. Like, she's like, give them all the bloody gore and stuff. Like, it's so funny. But just like, I feel like everybody just like gelled so well together. And I think it's because, I mean, you just put two people who can work together and you have a tag team.
And that's all it has to be.
It doesn't have to be like,
oh, their mother's grandmother.
We grew up together and like we trained hard and, you know, it doesn't have to be.
It's just like,
I think even Shotzi like went on her social media and was like, oh my gosh, I'm like so excited to be on a team with Ember Moon. Like I've been looking up to her for years. And, you know, it's just, so you just put people together and they can work.
Yeah.
And I think that's what showed with this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had my critiques of Raquel in the past.
She showed up.
She did.
She showed up.
She really did. And I was very happy that she did.
It was a great starter.
Yeah. And I was shocked that it was the starter in the first match, or what do they call it? The curtain jerker or whatever it's called.
The opener.
I hate that term. I don't know why.
It's a little... Yeah.
Graphic?
Awkward? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It just sounds weird.
Anywho.
But, so she's gotten a lot better, and Ember has definitely shaken the cobwebs off, I feel.
She nailed that, and you said that. She nailed that finisher that she had, the Eclipse.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she nailed it.
Honestly, I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's the first time since she has come back that she has nailed it.
Yeah.
It's a hard move.
It's insane.
So for those of you who don't know, her finisher is called the Eclipse. And what she does is she stands on the top turnbuckle, essentially, and the person stands on the mat and is kind of like bent over a little bit, and she twists in midair like 180 degrees to the point where she just sits down.
Yeah.
But takes their head with her.
Yeah.
And like hits, the point of impact is like her shoulder.
Like hitting their jaw.
Yeah, their jaw, like jaw to shoulder.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It is savage.
But like, my whole thing is when I watch it, I'm like, oh, Ember, your booty.
Yes.
Like, every time.
Protect the booty.
And she did this time.
She did.
And I was so happy she landed on that big muscle mass.
Yep.
You know, that they tell us to do in stage combat class.
That's right.
Right? Land on the big muscle mass. Not on the bone.
Yeah.
Bone is a no-go.
Tailbone is a ow.
There have been some where I'm like, is it okay? Ooh. Like, are you good? Do you have to sit on a donut? Like, are you okay?
Okay.
Exactly.
Blink once for no. Blink twice for yes.
Exactly. But like, she's definitely, you know, gotten a lot better. I think there was some ring rust there in the beginning. I don't know if it was nerves or just like not being in the ring for like over 2 years, I think.
Yeah. I can't believe it really has been 2 years.
It's been a while.
That's insane.
But there's a bunch of spots in here, and it was a pretty lengthy match.
It was a good start. Like, I mean, it wasn't too long. It was just right.
Mm-hmm. But there was
baby bear's porridge.
Exactly. There was one move though where I wrote it down. It was Ember and Shotzi hook both of Dakota's knees.
Oh my gosh, that move.
And then they both do a forward, like Dakota is laying on her back and with her legs up, and they hook both of her knees, and then they do a forward roll, and Dakota flips with them and just slams. Just chef's kiss. Like, it was
a good sound.
It was so good.
Oh my gosh, it was such a good sound. Like, she landed, and I could feel from sitting in Shelby's living room the floor vibrate. Like, you know, like oh my gosh, I could only imagine what it was like there.
Ugh. Like, Dakota is just one of those people. I don't think she's underrated now.
Yeah,
but
she was a little while ago.
For a while. She was, and they were like, well, we'll just put her with, we'll put her with Tegan, we'll put her with Raquel. And I'm like, no, keep her by herself. Like, she can do it.
Yeah.
And it's moments like that, and at War Games where she just got the shit beat out of her.
Yeah.
Like, she can take it, and it's just, it sounds weird, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because she just goes full into it.
Yeah, like, there's some wrestlers you can watch, and you say, like, you can see why they're put in that position. Mm-hmm. you can be like, yeah, they're just
You need
not,
help or you need
like
work.
they're not
Yeah.
there, but. And it's also like it's kind of cringeworthy watching it sometimes. But with her, it's not. It's not cringe. Like she's really just an amazing worker and an amazing acrobat. Like, I mean, honestly, acrobat is some of the stuff like that role. I mean, just some of the stuff she does.
Well, there was another one where like she was on, I think it was Shotzi's shoulders on the outside of the ring, and Ember just like jumps and just hits
like,
her.
Was it a kick or a knee?
It was the full like slam.
Oh, just a full body slam.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
So everybody
she
falls.
has no fear.
Yeah,
like, no
but she's
fear.
also tiny, so
Yeah.
it looks brutal every time it happens.
Yeah.
It looks like, oh my gosh, you're gonna break her.
Yeah,
because she's like,
please don't. Please.
But I think you made the comment that same night where, because they were really working on her knees.
Oh my gosh.
And she
I was like,
and
oh.
you were like, did she just like come to them before the match? Was like, guys, hey, my knee's really acting
right.
up.
Yeah,
and I need a good stretch.
like, guys, like there is this knot, and I cannot get it out. Please, just go to town. Like,
Yeah.
just mess it up.
I mean, they did.
Oh my gosh.
It was. I mean, there was a target on that leg for sure, and there was just. Oh, it was good.
It was a good.
It was
great
good.
match.
They all took risks and they paid off. And I mean, I would say we're not going to go through all of it because it was definitely a more lengthy
it
match
was.
for a women's match, which was very happy to see that.
Yes. Great start.
Yeah. I would definitely say go back and watch it. Mm-hmm. Very, very good match. The finish is Gonzalez does her crazy super slam. It's not, or choke slam, sorry.
Yeah.
Like it's not a normal one. She lifts her opponent up by the throat but also lifts one leg up.
Yeah.
So they go above her.
Yeah.
Like they go almost like shoulder.
Like,
and then she slams them down.
Yeah, it's at least, I mean, if the woman, how tall is the woman?
I'm pretty sure she's close to 6 feet.
I was gonna say, so I mean, it's at least a 4-foot drop from when she's lifted.
Yeah.
even
So,
then.
but see, to me,
Because her torso is so long.
unless you are Kane
Yeah.
or Undertaker, either one of those people, choke slams don't look very devastating to me.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those two people,
Okay.
because they are very big men.
Yeah.
And I'm just speaking in WWE terms. I know that there is a plethora of other promotions and in the U.S. and not in the U.S. that there are probably people who do very devastating choke slams. I'm just speaking from my U.S. brain.
Yeah.
Because that's what I watch.
No, that's fair.
Those two guys, if they do a choke slam, it's believable to me that people don't kick out.
But is that also based on story?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean,
also
their characters
they're
are just,
huge men, though.
They're huge
like
men.
huge, like monster of men. And to me, it looks realistic and it is believable to me. There it is.
All right.
That was 3, actually. You missed one.
I have a 3. So do I need to do a half for that one?
That's
the
fine.
last one?
Yeah, it's up to your discretion.
We
You're
got
counting.
3.5 here. Alrighty.
This is gonna be a very interesting show.
At the very end, we'll have a tally of the
burps.
Of the burps.
So yeah, to me, those are devastating choke slams.
Yeah.
Anybody else, it's hard to sell a choke slam for me to be a finisher and for you not to kick out from it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a female wrestler, because it's hard to lift someone up, much less throw them down with enough force. So to me, when I see someone who alters it in a way to make it more devastating for them, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because then to me, you're like looking at the move being like, okay, this is the move I want to do, but it doesn't look the way I want it to. So I'm going to lift the leg and throw them down that way. So then it makes more sense when they don't kick out.
Yeah. That's smart. I think the other thing, just because this popped in my head, Taker and Kane, when they're doing that, they catch the person and they'll hold them for a bit, and then there's like the dramatic pause, and then they throws them down. But I actually like that Raquel will just nope, you're done. Sit down.
Just that guttural scream,
boom.
Yeah.
And I think recently she started to have a lot more face acting.
Yeah.
She started to have a lot more. It's not just the eyebrows. She liked to do the eyebrows, and like
She's
that's
talking.
fine.
She's talking more in the ring, too.
But she's talking. But not only that, but like when she did the throw, like her whole mouth went with it, her nose. Like she's gotten some notes. So
Someone in the back was like, "Hey, you need to work your face.
Your face is just as important as what your body's doing." Like it's like
Hey, that's a general acting note.
hey,
You know, like you can
General
have
acting.
great physicality, but if
Yeah.
your face is just emotionless, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna believe it.
So, but anywho, yeah.
But yeah, so they Dakota and Raquel go over, and they are the first ever women's Dusty Road Classic winners.
That's crazy.
And that also, not only do they get that very, very gigantic cup,
That enormous
Like,
monument of just like where are they gonna put that? Where's it?
you know they don't take
Exactly.
that home. That's literally the same dusty cup that
The men
has
use.
been since.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's the same that the men use. I think they just literally have a different section that the women are put on. Can you imagine how expensive that thing would be? I
Yeah.
would be like, nope, we're having one of them,
Oh.
and we're dedicating this side to the men and this side to the women. Like we're going to deal with it because no one's taking it home. It's not like
I mean,
it's not like a trophy that is passed around. They just
Yeah.
it just stays there. I'm sure at the PC
I'm
in
just
some
having-
closet somewhere.
I'm having flashbacks to the disgusting trophy that was from Saudi Arabia.
Oh
From that, what was that? I don't even remember. I don't even like. I burned.
Is it the
pay-per-view out of my
Andre
mind.
the Giant?
Oh, no, it was the. It looked like a. Sorry,
Just say it.
listeners. It looked like a uterus.
Did it?
There was that like the. I'll think of it later. I know Dogs is being like, oh yeah, I know what it is.
He's probably shouting at us right now.
It was when Shane McMahon was doing his big thing. And
Oh,
he
the
did
best in the world
That
thing?
one. That one.
Oh.
That one.
I
Go
can't
Google
remember.
that. when
I
you
will.
want to.
I can't remember what that looks like. But
it's funny like how NXT is like, yes, we're going to take this seriously, and then my immediate brain went to, and then there was the uterus trophy.
uterus.
Yeah. Anywho,
The uterus.
the uterus trophy. That's
Gross.
what it looked like.
Anyway,
David's like going to Google right now.
they win. They win
What
the
is this? No.
Dakota and Raquel win the not uterus trophy. And I mean, this thing it's still huge, and they don't
It's
even
as
try to
tall-
pick it up.
It's as tall as
The
Raquel.
trophy or the uterus?
Oh my god, you could tell he was just sitting there. Listeners,
like,
he was sitting there. He
"Do
was waiting.
do it."
He was waiting. He was like, "No, I'm not going to pipe in until it's the perfect moment." And then, bing. That's your comedy though. It's perfect.
So they go over. They win that enormous trophy.
But that's not all, Gina.
Oh no, it is not.
Not only do they win that glorious cup, but they get a women's tag team championship match whenever they want. Which means
It's gonna come home.
oh my god, I hope.
That's me knocking on wood.
I hope. So I have been saying this.
You have this is your theory that you've had.
This
for a
is
while.
my theory that I've had
Mine
for
will
a
come up
while.
later.
When I heard that this was a possibility that they were going to be doing the women's classic, I was like, well, the men get a shot at the NXT tag titles. Like that's their prize along with the cup.
But like
But like for the women, there's no way that they just get the cup. Right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be equal, right? So my theory was that, oh my god, are they going to unveil women's NXT tag titles?
yes.
And so I was waiting for it.
Yes.
I was waiting for it like throughout
Daniel Bryan, yes. Yes.
throughout the entire like classic. I was like, okay, when are they going to announce it? Like it's getting close. Like when are they going to announce these new titles? And then they say that they get a shot at the women's tag team titles, and I'm like, I'm fine with that, and I would love it if they took it off of Shayna and Nia and brought it to NXT, and they could actually do something with it and not just pass it around to the same 2 or 3 quote unquote teams.
Yeah.
Which Dogs has talked about the women's tag division and how much it sucks, right? Which is hurtful but true. Right?
It pains me to say, but yes.
That's my theory, listeners. That is what
Yes.
I am hoping. Usually my theories don't pan out.
Yes.
Because I don't have a WWE writer's brain. I mean,
Let's be honest, that's probably for the best.
I was gonna say that's probably
a great.
It's probably a good thing on my behalf,
Yes.
but like my wrestling brain gets frustrated because I'm like, it's perfect. I have it right on paper here for you. Like, why are you not listening? But
That's half of This Is a Work, is the three of us going, fucking let us write this shit.
That's
you know how
true.
good it would be?
I mean,
you know how great it would be.
oh my gosh.
But I'm very excited. I'm happy that they won. Honestly, either team would have won and I would have been happy. So I'm glad that it is Raquel and Dakota because I think they have more to do with Shotzi and Ember.
Yeah,
More
I mean,
that they could do with them.
I just would have loved to have seen Shotzi beat the shite out of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
Oh, absolutely.
I would have paid so much money to see that.
But think about it though, Raquel and Nia versus each
Yeah,
other.
that's probably what they were thinking in the.
I mean, if you
writing,
think
too.
about it, like that's probably what they were thinking.
That's valid.
Because you know how they love to pin those, like, you know, big people against each other.
I was wondering where that was going.
I was thinking of the word.
was
Nothing
like,
was coming, and big people just popped in my head. So
You mean tall people?
sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Anyway, I gave it a 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the moment, I was like, I have no idea how to write this.
Yeah, no.
Because
yeah.
just on the historic nature alone, you would at least give it a 3,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be anything less than a 3 in my opinion.
Yeah. It was a solid opener.
It was just good.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch, so I gave it a 4.
Yeah. No, I agree. 4 is great.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go too high since I knew that more was coming.
Oh, yeah, and you
But,
can't
yeah.
can't start off.
Yeah.
So usually, if you start out super
Then
high,
we gonna be in
then
trouble.
we, progressively get worse and worse as the pay per view goes on. So the next match
Oh my gosh.
is the North American Championship match
This may
with Kushida versus Johnny Gargano.
this may have been, if the other amazing matches hadn't happened, but like this was one of my favorite of the night.
This was my favorite of the night.
This is my second.
There it is.
There it is. Nice. All right, I'm a mark for me.
This bit's gonna get old after a while.
That was just genuine. I'm sorry. I really was trying. I wasn't trying. But this is my second favorite Johnny Gargano match I've ever seen in my life. The first ever being Ciampa and Gargano going against each other.
the one in the warehouse.
The one in the warehouse
because
was-
they've
oh
had
my God.
a shit ton of matches, so you
Yeah.
have to be specific.
I feel bad because that was my first introduction to Johnny and
It's a good
Ciampa
one,
coming
though.
back.
It's a good one.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, this match is my second favorite. Kushida, I know that the internet freaked out that he, has been so unseen for so long. And I understand now because he is such a good worker. He's so fast. He's so nimble. He's able to do lifts. And there was the first section of this match was just them going and doing backflips over each other, rolls. They were Johnny would grab one arm and Kushida would grab the other. They'd flip over each other. They'd try to pin, ever back to back to back for a solid 2 minutes straight.
Yeah, it was very technical, which was
It was insanity.
very different style for Johnny.
Yes.
Not that he isn't a technical
Oh, no,
worker,
no,
because
no.
he can be, but I even thought so this is shades of the old Johnny.
Yeah,
because this is exactly the type of style that he would do with Tommaso.
This felt like almost cruiserweight territory, getting there. This was making me go, really now? Interesante.
It was, yeah.
So-
But you forgot something.
I
Gina.
did. What did I forget?
So before the match even started,
I did forget that. Sorry, husband, I forgot you.
I know. I was very shocked.
Look, this match is so good. I almost forgot one of my husbands.
It's true.
It's such a good match. Go watch it if you haven't.
But
yes.
yeah, I will explain.
Yes, please explain.
So the build up for this match has just been so perfect.
It's
so
so
they
good.
you have Johnny Gargano and The Way.
The Way.
And The Way is with him and his wife Candace. And I call them their two children.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Indy Hartwell, now known as Indy Wrestling,
Good for her.
and Austin Theory. They are they're brother and sister essentially, and then you have
honestly.
Johnny and Candace that are the mom and dad. And I just think it's perfect.
It's 90s sitcom level of just genius.
I didn't know how to feel about it at first because
No.
my opinions on Austin Theory.
Yeah, we got him.
But
Read them and yeah.
he has changed my mind a little bit with this.
His acting on this has been pretty good.
So good. He plays the dumb idiot so well. And just him and Indy together, like, they just, like, bicker like siblings do. And then you have...
gee, Dad. Gee Willikers, you gave me that red wagon that I've always wanted. It's like that entire embodiment of his character.
And they had the whole, like, you can't say the K word, which is Kushida. Yeah, exactly. That's what he would do. He would, like, literally, if anybody mentioned the word Kushida, Johnny would just flip out.
You can't say that word.
And
can't say that word.
What, leading up to this match, the week before, or 2 weeks before, I think, Kushida and Johnny had a brawl backstage, and the brawl ended with Kushida kicking Johnny in the arm. And then they came back the next week, and Johnny's arm was in a cast, and he was in a wheelchair.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'll admit it, I got worked on this one.
You got so
because
upset.
They released on Wednesday morning, and I am that wrestling fan that I get Google alerts.
Are you serious?
I do, yes. Well, when you search something enough, like, it'll automatically, like, give you alerts to something. So if I, like, search a wrestler, like, if I search, like, Johnny and, like, past things that he's done, it will be like, hey, Johnny said this. Or maybe you find this interesting, you know.
Funny.
So I was just scrolling through Google, and it popped up, and it said, Johnny Gargano injured and will not be at Takeover Vengeance Day. And I was like, what? Like, I told everybody that came over that, and I was like, guys, Johnny is hurt. He's seriously hurt. Like, they worked me, and I'm like,
you got your ass handed to you.
I did, and it's fine. And I told...
On a silver? No, on a wheel.
On a wheel. Because we know that Johnny loves wheels. Ooh. Oh my God. So yeah, they had it to where Johnny came in, and he was in a cast, and a sling, and
a sling. That's important.
In a wheelchair, which, you know, should have been a red flag right off the bat, because you're like, why do you need a wheelchair if your arm's broken? But
I mean, but also Johnny's.
But
I'm
a diehard fan, and I'm like, no, it's fine, it's fine. No, obviously he's like under a lot of stress, you know, like he can't walk. So they're like, you know, pushing him, and they get him into the ring, and it's a process. Like, they literally, like, lift him into the ring and put the wheelchair over the ropes.
Can you hear my eyes rolling, listeners at home? Oh my gosh.
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I loved every second of it. Like, he was literally yelling at them, being like, turn me this way. Like, you know, he was like, I can't move. Broken arm. Like, can't move.
Stars. Not aligned.
So basically, long story short, obviously, arm's not broken.
Nope.
He reveals that it's not broken. And then Regal's like,
well, then you have this match.
Idiot, I knew. It's fine.
Yeah, because he comes out and he's like, then why did the medical staff clear you on Wednesday morning and say that you don't even have a bruise?
Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with you at all. But so
that's when I was like, yeah,
the build up to this has just been perfection.
It's been fun.
So they're doing their whole, like, hey, we just got out of youth group and we're pumped and we're gonna do, like, you know, like, everyone say beat Kushida on 3, 1, 2, 3, beat Kushida. Like, you know, they're doing that whole bit, and they're walking to the ring, and Austin is the last one, and you just see Dexter Loomis walking up slowly behind Austin with a rag in his hand, puts the rag over Austin's mouth and pulls him into the depths.
So the funny thing about this moment was not just the fact that he totally chloroformed him on TV.
He did.
Just totally was like, censors are fine with this. It's fine. But nobody, you missed that.
I did. I literally looked down.
You missed it.
I looked down at my phone.
And I was like, husband! And then she looks up, and she was like, where'd Austin go? And I was like, husband!
And then, like, they don't even notice. Like, they're
like walking
they're out on
along.
the ramp, and then Johnny looks and is like, oh, wait, where did Austin go, y'all? Oh,
like,
go find him.
Solid 2 minutes, like.
And then Indy, like, looks at the ground, like, I don't know, Dad. Like, where'd he go?
I cackled at that moment. That was such a genuine, fun, immediate improv she did. Like, Johnny goes, go find her. Instead of, like, looking around, she just stares straight down at her feet.
I think she did the full, like, Naruto arms, like, up. Like, she literally, like, looked down at the ground and was like, I don't know, he's not there. Like,
I'm gonna cackle again just thinking about it.
It's the silliness. It's the silliness that
It's
we
so
want
good.
in wrestling. It's just enough.
Just
you know?
enough.
And that was the start of the match, and we didn't see Austin for the rest of the night.
No, and that was the funny thing. I'd even said, I said, watch him watch us not get anything. Like he's just gone.
No.
Like he's just gone.
No, and he was for the rest of the night. And then if you, according to his Twitter, he is now not Austin Theory anymore. He is Austin White. And his profile picture is a close-up of Dexter's face. Yeah.
Oh,
so I think there's going to be some transformation going on.
Oh
and
my gosh.
that's going to be really cool
but
to watch.
Wait, Ted's Theory might be happening now.
No, I know.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be fun to watch, and I think anyone who's a Dexter Loomis fan is already happy that he's gonna his feud with Cameron Grimes wasn't a one-off thing for him.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
It was a great way to start off the match to the point where you watch the match. I barely took any notes for this because it was just so fast paced and like just super good. They had this one, as I like to point out, just like like 1 point.
It was hard to pinpoint one, but I'm glad you found one because I just literally was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
There was a part at the very end where Kushida is standing on the second rope, facing Johnny, who's standing up on the top. And they do it, and I had to go back because I had no idea what the name of the move was.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down. It's a second rope twisting suplex.
Second rope twisting suplex.
That's what Wade said.
Well,
so,
Wade.
I know. We'll get to that later. But that's what they said it was. And it looked crazy.
It was. I've never seen anything like that before.
It was like, and I've said this about Johnny and Candace before, like they'll go for like 30 solid minutes and then they'll pull something like this out. And you're like, how did you even have the energy?
Yeah. I mean, Johnny has a death wish, so it's just a wonder that he can do any of those things.
He did really good this match.
Are you going to give him a gold star and tell him good job, baby?
I am.
Pat on the back? You didn't want to die in this match? Like, I appreciate it.
I am, because I think that should be celebrated. Because the fact that I did not gasp at all during this match, I think is a huge improvement.
I did actually not say this time Johnny wants to die. Like most of the time,
I don't think he did this time.
No, he did. Not this time.
Not this time.
Next takeover.
But yeah, that was really good match. But the ending, it was like kind of a two-parter. He did the one final beat DDT on the ramp, which this was the point when I realized that the ramp went all the way to the ring this time.
You were like, whoa, where did that come from?
I literally,
we were like, it was there the whole time.
It's black, and the ring floor is usually black.
But it was like super sparkly and shiny and like right there.
My point still stands. It was still the same color, and I don't notice shit like that. I don't. I'm not a detail person. I'm a big picture person. So he does that DDT on the ramp, which brutal enough.
Oh, savage.
But then he does another one inside of the ring and then pins him.
Yeah.
And so Johnny retains his title, which, I mean, you love Johnny. I kind of wish it would have gone to Kushida.
I do too.
Because I did not realize that if he would have won, he would have been the first Japanese American to do it.
Come on, man.
To win the North American title.
Like, that's just so cool.
So, I don't know. I still don't think it's over. It's not a big enough takeover for this to be a feud ender.
I just am tired of Kushida being the one where it's like he's going back for revenge. Mm-hmm. That's all he's been.
Yeah.
And he can do so, like this match. Like, just this match alone. Like, and I remember, like, I don't know who I was talking to. Maybe it's Dogs. I don't know. Dogs, tell me if it wasn't you or not. But
speak through the podcast.
When people heard he had come to NXT from New Japan, they were so upset because they thought he was going to get just put to the wayside. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't think he has, but I feel like there's still more that can be done.
Well, he did get injured.
Yeah, and that's valid. I did forget about the injury. That's true. That's true.
He injured his hand.
Yeah,
and that took him a while to come.
That's right,
back
because and that's why we saw the cute baby pictures.
The cute chubby baby.
His cheeks are like chipmunks. They're so cute.
He's probably like 3 years old now, but When we saw him, he was a
BB.
He was a BB. But yeah, I mean, anything with Johnny in it, it's gonna be solid. But when you have two solid people, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 4.5.
I thought you were gonna go 4 because I was like, no, I'm solidly sticking this to a 4.5.
No, the night of y'all, I did give it a 4.
Yeah, and I was like, no, this is a 4.5.
She's like, go back and watch it.
I literally was like, no,
she's like,
try again.
False.
Incorrect.
And most of the time, I do change my mind when I go back and watch it. Cause, but yeah, I gave best, in my opinion, best match of the whole night.
Yes.
Which is saying something for it being the second. Oh, I know. I mean, everything was good, but for this to be your second match, and it's, I mean, people are like, all right, well, I've got my money's worth,
right?
From these two matches.
Oh my gosh,
saying something. But moving right along, we have the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Final with MSK and the Grizzled Young Veterans. Now, MSK kind of just came out of nowhere. And this goes...
like a rocket. Just shot in from nowhere.
Literally, they debuted at the first round of the Classic.
And then they were like...
There was no lead up. Literally, the day before, they NXT Instagram posted, who is MSK?
And we were like, no, wait, who is MSK?
And it was just the MSK logo, and we're literally the comments were like, no, but really, who is that?
Who is MSK?
I was thinking that it was a new, two people that were a new team, and they were naming themselves or whatever.
We forgot that.
What?
We forgot to talk about the new guy that came in.
Oh, we don't have to.
Oh, no. Oh.
No, we will. We will.
Later?
He comes back up later.
Yeah. That's right, because he comes back up at the end.
Yeah, I'm... Sorry, I did not mean for that to come off super sassy, but it just... And stuff like that, when you have someone who comes in on the pre-show and does
that's valid.
Does a talk, and then all I see is, just him signing his contract or whatever, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm not. Until he comes and wrestles, I don't necessarily care.
I enjoyed that only because Wade giggled. And that's fun to see Wade giggle.
I mean, apparently that's all it takes for you. That's it.
It's a sexy British man just giggling. That's funny.
It's fine.
Anywho, I'm sorry. Back to where we were.
No, you're fine. But this goes back to the Lindsay Kelk quote that I talked about earlier. So MSK just came out of nowhere and just wrestled. Mm-hmm. There was no story.
Nope.
They literally said, who are these people? Didn't even show us a picture of who they were, just showed us their logo. And then the first introduction that we had to them was their wrestling.
Yeah.
It wasn't a story. We didn't find out until later. We found out later that they had been training together their whole career, and they're brothers and blah, blah, blah. But
even then, it's a light. That's a dusting. Mm-hmm. It can go anywhere at this point. And I think that's what they wanted when they came in.
But I think it shows that, the first thing that we see is wrestling. your good wrestling and your good work.
Yes.
That's the first thing that we judge you on.
That's perfect.
I think it's perfect.
It should be that every time.
Yeah, no, I agree. And
you can't work the first time? Bye.
Well, they have such interesting offense. Mm-hmm. Because
oh my gosh, that one move you're obsessed with?
Oh, I'm very obsessed with it. I actually was okay, they haven't done it yet. When are they going to do it? I said that out loud, and Gina's like, what move are you talking? I'm like, the only move.
The flip throw.
So basically, listeners who don't know, I don't know the name of it. They have not said on commentary what the actual name of it is. So I'm going to describe it in the best way that I can. What they do is they have one of them does a backflip, and in the process of the backflip, the other one pushes him on top of the guy.
Yeah, mid-air.
Yes. So it looks like they're literally doing a Matrix style, slow motion move, but it's just him flipping and him pushing. It's so cool to me. I don't know why.
No, I think it's just because the coordination it take to do that move.
It's so different.
It is. It's something you've never seen before.
And they're very cruiserweight, heavy, but with a twist.
And I hope that comes into play later down the road.
I hope so.
Because I love Legado del Fantasma, but
no, they run. They've run their course. They need to go.
It's time.
It's
time.
But they remind me a lot of the Hardy Boys.
In a modern new twist, yes.
Like how their style is very different.
The lime green.
And their look is very different. I wouldn't say like exactly like the Hardy Boys, but they give me Hardy Boy vibes.
Yeah.
They're not actual brothers in real life.
But they're like soul brothers.
They're like, because they're supposed to be the like millennial representation. Right?
I was gonna say
they haven't actually come out and been like, we're the millennial tag team. But they're very like the things that they say in their promos, the way that they conduct themselves, it's very millennial. Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, I love the Grizzled Young Veterans too, but
they've grown on me recently because I remember
you
them coming
really
out,
liked them,
and
this
I was
match.
like, and then like I guess maybe Scottish accent helped. Scottish accent always helps.
It does.
And then I don't know. It was I guess it was like I could see the old Heartbreak Kid vibe coming off of the other guy.
Drake.
Then, yes, and then suddenly there was like almost like not an edge, but like what's the word I'm thinking? Anyway, I liked them, and it suddenly just clicked where I was like, I like you guys. I think, not more than MSK, but I do like
not
you
enough
guys.
that I want you to actually win.
Yeah, no, I just I like you.
Yeah,
but like I like them.
Like I think overall, like it was a good match.
It was,
and there's lots of different spots that we could mention, but it would take too long.
Yeah, and both underdogs.
Yeah,
both great underdogs.
Well, because Grizzled Young Veterans were in this same spot last year.
Oh, really? So, that's going to be a thing.
Yes. So they
that's going to be a thing.
Got to the finals and lost.
They're going to go and beat the crap out of William Regal tomorrow.
Probably.
They're going to go beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But to me, like, I don't know if I may get heat about this or not.
Ooh.
But
heat.
I enjoyed the match.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, super stellar to me.
Like, I mean, compared to back-to-back, I mean, it's gonna suck no matter what coming off of that Kushida-Johnny match.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck because that was such a good match.
It's a hard spot to be in, for sure.
Yeah, and third is always the hard.
Well, because that's mid-card.
Yeah, you're coming in. You gotta nail it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but I agree. I feel like it was good, but it wasn't like out of my seat good. Right.
Like I enjoyed watching it. There were a lot. I would definitely say go watch. Like for those of you who haven't seen it, like definitely go watch it.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's not like I sat here and was like, I remember that move that they did. That was just. I mean, I remember the move that they did that's been unnamed. Mm-hmm. That they finally did it, but more so because I remember you being like, oh, they finally did it. Yeah. Like, not sitting there going, oh my gosh, like, did you see the move on this and this and this? And
yeah.
But
there were definitely some good high flyer stuff that was going on, but from both of them, which from Grizzled Young Veterans, that was surprising.
That was.
Because they are usually British smash style.
Yeah.
Smash mouth, I think is the correct term for it. Very just brutal, basically. Like, we're just gonna beat the shit out of you and then just go home and have a beer. Like that's basically British smash mouth. I can't say it. The smash mouth style is like that. Like, it's just very like Pete Dunne. Very like
makes sense.
Simple but effective. Right? So I was very impressed to see Grizzled Young Veterans
and they flew well
match the style of MSK because I wasn't expecting that at all. So definitely not saying that it was a bad match.
Oh no,
definitely not. It just wasn't it didn't keep my attention as much as the previous two. But MSK goes over. Woohoo! With I wrote with a tag team combo. I had no idea what they did.
Yeah.
I even went back and watched it. Still had no idea what they did. Like there's just stuff that I hadn't ever seen before from them.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
I'm kind of interested, like, to know where they trained and stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah, I'm excited to see like where they go.
Yeah.
Because now that they have won, they get a tag team title shot against Oni Larkin and Danny Burch, which I'm like, thank God. Yeah. Because I told Ted, I was like, I have to like actively remind myself
that they're there,
who the tag team champions are.
Like,
and that's not good.
Though, you know what's the worst part? I was sitting there going, oh crap, wait, who is it? Mm-hmm. As soon as you were saying it.
Uh-huh. Because you had to think about it,
I
right?
literally was like,
Right.
like static. Like
Exactly, because they never defend them.
No, and they haven't because McAfee's off doing something or other and whatever, and then
Apparently-
if McAfee's not there, then it doesn't matter if they're there, I guess, apparently. So
I don't know, but
Anywho.
I wasn't a fan of them to begin with, but I think I was still a little hurt about them taking it from Breezango so quickly, but
yeah, that's valid.
that was another reason.
That's another thing.
But now MSK gets a title shot against them whenever, which that'll probably be for whatever they do for the WrestleMania, which I have no idea because WrestleMania is again 2 nights this year. Usually they have a takeover the day before WrestleMania, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully with things being better than they were this time last year.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there's a few people that can come in and
I don't know. We'll see.
yeah,
Or maybe they'll put it on the actual WrestleMania card.
that'd be amazing.
That would be really cool.
That'd be sick. But they'll have to for the
Yeah.
tag teams for the women.
That's true. That's true. So that's probably, you're right. Good thinking. Good thinking. That's probably going to be WrestleMania. But yeah, so I gave this a 3.5.
Look, you're just pulling them out of my head.
It's usually what happens, right?
Taking them right out of my head.
I mean, again, good match, really
Yeah.
great, but
It just wasn't starstruck.
was it good, not great.
Yeah.
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 But in between this match and the next one, we had a lovely Cameron Grimes
Oh my
video
gosh.
package that was also had a song by Jaden Williams in
Yes,
it.
it did.
And it literally was just images of him throwing money up in the air by a pool in the middle of the night somewhere.
Burning some money.
So the whole story with
my
him,
gosh.
because he did have a great feud, like 5-star
Incredible.
feud with Dexter Loomis. It
was
I was
amazing.
very sad to see that end,
I
but
know.
it ended naturally, so it was a good spot for it.
But yeah.
But so he's back now.
Back again.
And his story is that he has invested or bought stocks in GameStop. And
So he's this new hillbilly with all this money that has no idea what to do with it. And he is just all about being like, he's got this new Maserati, like, oh my gosh, just rolling in dough.
he has a new like tailored suit that he
But it's-
just wears the jacket, no shirt
but
underneath.
it's still that Dookie Brown color.
Oh my god,
that he wears.
exactly. Well, he has to. It's the signature
It is,
color.
it
He
is.
can't stray from that.
And I think the hat's like a little bit done up, but it's nothing too crazy.
oh, but he has glasses now.
Oh, but
too.
the glasses make him cool
Yeah.
and hipster.
It was fun. It was a fun
It's
little
such a good-
package to watch, and it was. I mean, it just. I'm glad that he's back.
Yes.
Local North Carolina boy, so that's really good to
Burlington.
see. Which trained with the Hardy Boys actually. Found that out. They trained with both of them.
All right.
So
all
that's
right.
actually really cool because Burlington, I think Burlington and Cameron are kind of
they're-
around the same
yes,
area.
Yes, they are. As someone from Winston-Salem, close to that area, yes.
That's true.
Yes.
You would know.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, no, I thought it was fun. It was a fun little thing to put in between this and the women's
Just
match.
a reminder.
Yeah, just a reminder like, hey, I'm here.
I'm here. And I'm going to talk real loud and I'm going to burn all this money to the moon.
But I think it's hilarious because, like,
It's so
apparently he actually did buy stocks in real life and made money off of it. Like, he's just, you could tell he just went to Regal and was like, hey, so
Dude.
I did this and let's make it a thing.
Like, I'm going to be a funny meme.
Like, he actually made, actually good money.
That's amazing.
Because he did it and then dropped out and sold his stocks out at the right time, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that whole GameStop thing is just crazy.
I love it. But I just love how in his promo he was like, you know these things called video games? I didn't know what they were. But then when I was sitting at home and I did it, daggum! Like he said daggum or
It's
something
good
like that.
stuff.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, but great spot.
Yeah, so I think he's going to, he'll be back and I think we'll see him on the next TV taping. So it'll be fun to watch him again.
Yep.
So then that leads us into the NXT Women's Championship Triple Threat match.
Oh, man.
And so that is Mercedes Martinez versus Toni Storm versus Io Shirai.
And normally we try to guess these, and Dylan won. We did not. We did not pick the right.
We did not.
We did not.
But what did you think of this one?
I enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
I don't think it was my favorite. I'm having a lot of like difficulty with it, more so just for the ending, because I kind of was hoping for something different, but
I think that had a lot to do.
I think it did
with the table of it all.
Oh,
Like I really do. Like we have to talk about it because
it is just the gigantic herd of elephants in the room. Like
Exactly.
not even the elephant; it is a whole herd.
so they had a Roman Reigns handcuff moment.
It was
Essentially, like
yeah.
it was.
but it wasn't.
It wasn't as bad, but it was still
pretty
bad.
bad.
So, I mean, the match starts off like we're doing great, we're rolling, like we're having, like everybody's looking stellar. We go out to the outside of the ring a couple of times, and one of the times that we do this, Mercedes has Io up and, is throwing her against the barricade.
Yep.
Then Toni does a move with Mercedes, and then Toni gets up and she starts moving stuff off of the table.
Yeah.
And we assume that there's going to be a spot there
Yes.
later on in the match.
You see the announcers get up. Mm-hmm.
So-
you see chairs moving.
So what happens
What had happened was
is the announcers get up and
at
the
this-
table
yeah. Oh,
collapses just in on itself.
yeah, like it went. You know, like when you're making a gingerbread house, and you're like putting on the roof, but you haven't like fortified the sides. Mm-hmm. That's literally what happened. And the sides went, and then the roof went.
Like it literally caved in on one side, and it was like a slow motion.
It was so.
And you, like, the look on Toni's face was priceless because she was. I'm not going to do it because you obviously listeners can't see it, but it was basically.
You know what's there.
It was basically she was just like, all right, well, that happened.
Yeah,
and we're just going to move on.
like she's holding the paper that she took off the desk when it fell, and she goes, well, okay then, and just throws the paper.
She does. But also, the camera guy pans up and you see Io, who is just already climbed up the pole and is waiting to do the spot.
Who was gonna go through the table?
I mean, obviously it was meant for someone to be set up on the
yeah.
table and she was going to go through both of them. I think is what was going to happen.
Yes.
Because it shows, and she's just like a lemur, just like perched up on this pole. And she's like,
Why is that so accurate? She is a lemur.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, she is a lemur. She's got the big fur on
Yep.
her Yes.
Exactly. There you go. You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna call her a lemur from
You're
now
welcome.
on. I love you, Io Shirai. You're a lemur.
You're my lemur.
You're my lemur.
But yeah, so she, I think, like, calls an audible
Yeah.
and switches it completely.
like,
And
nah.
and Mercedes and Toni are fighting on the floor, and she just jumps on both of them.
Yep. And they just all crash, and it's like, whoa!
But then after that, like, it speeds up.
Yes,
And
very fast.
It goes super fast, and like, it ends.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it really, again, like with the handcuff spot, I
Yeah.
think it just totally sucked the air out of the match. I felt so bad for him because
Yeah.
you could tell like there was something big that was supposed to happen.
that they were trying so hard to just keep moving forward.
Exactly.
That it's like, all right, just go, 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 go.
And it's just, so the match goes, and there's a couple more memorable spots,
Yes.
but I mean, I'm a huge Toni fan.
Yes.
And I have been ever since she was in NXT UK.
Yeah.
So I was very happy with how she performed in this match. I think Io did a good job.
Yes.
Mercedes is still growing on me.
Yeah, but I think she's done better in this match.
She's definitely progressed a lot faster than Raquel did, I think.
I agreed.
But that also helps, the 20 years of experience that she has, I think,
Yes.
helps a little bit.
Yes. Which is so funny because I forget that when she says it, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I mean, I'm not going to say she's like old because she's not old, but like
but I mean, like comparatively,
in wrestling
Yeah.
lore and wrestling standards.
in the myths of wrestling.
I mean, you see like someone, you have Randy Orton and he's like 40.
And well, he looks like a god. But
Well, that's what happens when you train every single
Yeah.
day and you like, have a
Yeah.
nutritionist that feeds you things.
yeah, I mean, even Natalie, bless
Natalia.
Natalia.
Yeah, I knew who you meant.
I said Natty, and then yeah.
But so it was unfortunate that, they had to speed it up. Because I think
but
that
they covered.
They recovered from it, and I think they made it an okay match.
Yes.
By the end of it.
Yes.
So.
And who did you guess for the winner?
I guess Tony.
Yeah. I guessed Mercedes because the last time we did a match like this when it was the championship on the line, I picked the underdog. And it was Io Shirai.
And it was Io because that was the triple threat.
That was the in your house.
With Charlotte and Rhea.
And so I was like, I'm going to pick Io. I lost that one this time.
Yeah, because, Io goes over with her patented moonsault, and I realized that it is the same. It, mirrors how she won the last one. Because Tony... Oh, no. Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, from the up high?
So Tony... No, not just the up high, but...
No, I know,
so
but
Tony
still.
was... had the pinfall on Mercedes... And the ref had started counting, and she does the moonsault onto Tony, and then pins Mercedes.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's literally the exact same way.
Listeners at home, I'm just leaning against the chair, and I'm very upset about that because I love Io Shirai, but
well, and that's not necessarily her fault. Like
not.
That could be
that could be creative. That could be.
It's definitely creative. Like they tell her what to do. No, but they tell them.
It's true.
They tell them how to end stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's neither here nor there for me, though.
Yeah. I know she's the Empress of the Sky, but you can do other things where she's still doing moves where she ends up in the air and she's doing flip. Like she doesn't have to just do the moonsault. She could do other things.
She's famous for the moonsault,
and
though.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
and it's great when she lands it.
But she retains the title.
Yep.
Which,
yeah,
again, it's the same with Johnny. Like,
I think it's
you
time.
love him,
it's time.
But I think, I don't know.
She's had it for what, 90 days now?
Oh, it's longer than that. I
past
think
that.
It's been In Your House was January.
No, it wasn't. Was it
2020?
Really? No,
I think something like that. It was around the time of Money in the Bank. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god!
I'll have to go back and look. So
yeah,
don't
quote us
people.
on that.
People who are better with dates than me are probably like, no, it's not. But
don't correct us. That's rude.
Exactly. But I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah,
same as the previous match. Like it was good, but
I went back and forth.
Unfortunate with the table. I do want to know. I want to know.
I still say it's Vic Joseph's fault, and I love him to death. But it totally was Vic Joseph's fault.
Of course, you're going to say it's Vic Joseph's fault, even though the table was caving in on top of Wade.
That could be because Vic Joseph got
we're not going to get into semantics here.
We're not. No,
he did it, and we're just going to move on.
Okay, yeah, Vic Joseph did it. Yep. It's fine.
My gosh, it's all right. We'll have more to say about that later. So that brings us to the final match of the night.
Oh my gosh.
And that's our main event, which is the NXT Men's Championship. That is Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor. And as listeners know, I'm a huge fan of Finn, and I was super into this match.
Yes, this match.
And it was...
And I'm into Dune because... Well, Dunne, but Dune...
You don't have to correct yourself anymore. We've already established that you pronounce it
Pete
wrong.
Dune. He is from the freaking Brave movie.
He has a bear on his knee.
He is more Dune.
He has a bear tattoo on his knee.
On his knee.
Also,
he came out in fur.
Ow.
Yeah, in a robe.
Oh, he came out in a green. Oh, a green.
I was gonna
robe.
say.
Yeah.
I was gonna compliment him on his fashion choices this time. He looked very nice.
Green leather with a big bear on the back.
It was real cool.
It was perfect.
And the big old fur.
You kind of, I don't know if I going back and thinking about it and watching it again, you kind of could feel that something was going to go down.
Oh yeah.
Because
it was not just these two.
No, it was a lot bigger than
palpable.
Them. Because the build up to this had been that it's not just been Pete and Finn going at each other.
Oh yeah.
It's been Pete and
Oni
and Danny going against Finn and the UE.
Yeah.
So it had been this just brutal brawls
just
all throughout.
Constant sabotages, constant chicanery, constant just attacks out of nowhere, just all of it.
So you kind of knew that
this was going to boil over.
Right, something was going to go down, that it wasn't just going to be Finn versus Pete.
Nope.
And we're going to, he'll
Like, there was a reason this was the final match.
exactly. And I'm just gonna say,
Yep. Say it.
Pete Dunne, like, I love watching him, but I hate watching him at the same time because he does he's all about the joint manipulation.
Yes.
right.
The finger stuff.
He will
and
take not just the fingies,
Not
but
the fingies.
like he will take
Chicken fingies.
He will take like this, like your wrist,
Yeah.
and just move it all the way around and then bend it backwards. Like it's literally a process. Like if
Yeah.
you watch him do it, it's like vindictive looking.
Yeah.
Like it's just. And someone who has tiny, like, wrists and tiny bones,
Yeah.
like, he could literally just, like, snap my wrist. Like,
And tiny fingies.
and tiny fingies, yes. Yes, I wear a size 4 ring.
Oh my
so,
gosh.
yeah, I have a baby finger.
Tiny fingies.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, it's fun, but it's also just, like,
Yeah.
You know?
And I think because Thatcher tries this, and it's not the same because when Thatcher tries it, it's under the impression of, like, I guess it's the coach mentality or whatever that he's got going on. Thankfully, he seems to finally be leaving that behind. Thank God.
very slowly, but yes.
Yes. But with when Dune does this and he comes in and he literally like there's no reason why it's not I'm going to do this submission for this and this. It is just I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to make you cry and I'm going to screw up your life. And he goes for the exact spots that you know, especially as obsessed as Shelby is with knowing all of Finn Balor's injuries.
Okay, I'm not going to say it's an obsession. That's
I am.
rude.
I am.
Like, it's common knowledge
Okay,
what his injuries
when you Google
are.
it 20 times.
But if it's on Google, it's common knowledge. Right? Like, everybody can access Google.
Ladies, please don't fight.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
I'm just saying it's very normal for people to know that he has a right shoulder injury. Like, it's common knowledge is all I'm saying. But yes, to your point.
Yes. And there's just something so much more menacing about when he does those moves. It's meticulous. It's planned. There was a spot and it's a simple spot where you're just holding, like, he held up Finn's hand and, like, I'm trying to think of this without this turning really gross.
Well, no, he takes the pointer finger and the ring finger and he splits them.
And thank you. That's the polite way of putting that.
Yes.
I was trying to find a way of, like, making that sound not gross.
Right.
But yes.
It's still
like,
gross.
But the way that he does it, it looks like he's trying to rip it off his hand.
He did it multiple times.
Multiple. Over and
Yeah.
over. So even if, like, as someone who's, like, done stage combat, like, even if, like, that's, like, not done right once, he may not rip off his finger, but at least the little tendies and his fingies are gonna be hurting. he's gonna pull a fingy.
Pull a tendy and the fingy. Like, it's gonna be... I love it. But no, you're right, though.
He's gonna have tendy.
You're right, though, because he did it over and over again.
And over. And
But
over.
there was, and this goes back to your point of my quote unquote, obsessive knowledge of Finn's injuries. I don't enjoy when wrestlers who have previous injuries let those injuries be a target.
Yeah.
So there were moments,
like, it's
especially with the jaw, because the jaw is the recent one. He literally just got plates put in his face to help with the jaw healing process. And the entire night, Pete was just going at the jaw.
Yeah.
Like, kicking, punching. Like, it was... Obviously, he did it safely to the point because there was no broken jaw again that we're aware of.
Yeah, that we know of.
But they were even doing it with his shoulder.
Yeah.
Also, there were multiple moments where they were taking his shoulder and bending it backwards and bending it in ways it's not supposed to go. To the point where you could physically see, like, where the scar is. Like, it's just... to me, it makes me nervous, and it goes back to what I was saying about Edge, where when you know that someone has a huge injury like that, and they
why?
constantly do spots that will
Yes.
put them in danger of re-injuring themselves. I know that's what they signed up for, and I know that's the nature of the beast. But at the same time, as a fan, I'm just sitting there like holding my breath every time he rips that shoulder out, or kicks him in the jaw, or whatever. It makes for good story in the match, which they did a lot of that, because they did the same with Pete's knee, because he has a previous knee injury.
Yes.
So it makes it so it's a great story, but it makes it so that way the moves aren't very innovative. It's just you targeting that one body part or that one injury. So it makes it nasty, and it makes it, interesting to watch, but the moves aren't very innovative. It's just like, I'm going to literally punch your jaw till it breaks again.
Yeah. I mean, that is part of his style, I guess. The British smash mouth.
We'll say it right at some point this episode.
Mouth style.
It is. And we've talked about before on this show how Finn is the type of worker that will meet whatever style his opponent is. So obviously that's the way that he's going to go, because he targeted the knee the whole time.
Yes.
So I did enjoy this match, obviously, but I thought that was just an interesting thing.
No, it
that
is.
pointed out, kind of glared at me when I watched it again, that it was mostly just like, just really like targeted, like joint manipulation the entire time, which was interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Normally, again, I don't like stuff like that, but they integrated with a lot of other stuff, because he obviously did some high flyer shit, and, so they made it work.
Yeah. And the pacing was so fast with it too.
There was one moment, and I think I said this like when we watched it.
I'm sure you did.
That it looked like Dunn did a low blow.
It did. Okay, but did he not?
He did not. He.
It looked
I think he just hit him in the dick by accident.
Oh.
Like I really do.
Oh,
because
Finn.
This is gonna sound weird. I went back and watched the tape, and basically what happened.
You just wanted a look.
I'm not gonna say why I watched it. I'm just gonna say I did it for the show, and that's what I'm gonna say. I did it so the research would be accurate.
Fans.
Research needs to be accurate for the show, Gina. I'm doing this for my art, okay?
It's like me watching Bridgerton saying, I'm watching it for the costumes.
It's exactly the same thing.
It's the same thing.
So what he did was Dunn reached through his legs to grab his arm, I think, to do like the pump handle move where he flips him and does his finisher, and Finn goes to block it, but he was already in the middle of pulling, and he made a noise. Like
baby.
he did get hit.
I'm sure he did, and I'm sure it was a lot.
I mean, they're protected down there, so it's fine. But at the same time, it's still like the ref definitely saw it, like because he was legit like saw it and then just kind of kept on going.
But like he was like, "Is that on purpose?" No,
right? Because that's why I was wondering in the moment. I was like,
"Dick shot."
Is that a low blow? That's a weird spot for a low blow. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
Like the ref is right there. Usually that's done when their back's turned.
Yeah.
But there was that moment, and then when Finn somehow takes Pete's mouth guard.
Oh my god,
out,
that was so gross.
And he's just staring at him, and then just with no expression on his face, just
chucks it behind him.
Flicks it behind his shoulder.
Nope.
And then just kicks him right in the face.
Yep.
Because the mouth guard is supposed to help with you not getting knocked out, right? Isn't that the thing?
I guess.
That and having
and protecting your teeth.
Well, yes.
Pulling a Cesaro is not acceptable now. Sorry.
Listeners, I just literally like caved into myself.
Yeah. I'll never watch that match for a reason.
If you are interested in what we're talking about, just go Google Cesaro and teeth. Like, that'll
welcome.
That'll put you down a rabbit hole, and you can thank us for it later. But yeah, so he just flings the mouthpiece just right over his shoulder.
All of us at the same time screamed,
Rona! Rona!
Oh, sorry, listeners with headphones.
Why are we doing this? Why did you insert your hand into his mouth and take the mouth guard out? There's still spit on it. I can see it.
It was glistening.
I can see it from where I am sitting in North Carolina. So it is real. It's on there. And you have no mask on. Whoop! And I'm like, poor camera crew. Like, what if that landed on somebody? Like what is her name? I think her name's like Alicia or something. That's the ring announcer. She sits right there.
Like, just why not just screw her over, man?
Oh my gosh. Give her all the Rona. But, I mean, again, lots of stuff, but like, definitely, I mean, you can go back and, I mean, like, moves and stuff.
No, I'm giggling because something is coming.
We're getting there. Let me explain. So Finn goes over with the 1916 DDT, which is, I love that name.
I went through the rabbit hole finding out about that name.
Yeah, because he's from Northern Ireland, and that's the year of their revolution, right? Or for their independence or something like that, right?
Wait. Is he Northern or Southern? Because Northern is the ones that voted to stay.
He's from Bray. So wherever that is. We sound very ignorant right now. If we have any international listeners, we apologize.
I feel like it has to be Southern Ireland then.
Well, either way.
But either way.
We'll
make an addendum later.
We will. Either way, it's based off of that. And I think it's a really cool name for a move.
Oh,
and it's just a regular, like, inverted DDT.
Yeah, but just the name.
Just instead of just calling it that, he names it that, and I thought that was really cool.
No, it is.
And that's what he finishes with instead of the coup de grace. He'll do the coup de grace, but then do that instead, like, on top of it.
Yeah.
So he wins and retains the title, which, I mean, I feel like anybody who, like, has been watching the show knew that was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Dunn wasn't going to be the one to dethrone him. He has, I mean, he is now finally in a title run that he is able to control.
Yes.
You know, and
that he has a say in.
Well, his poor thing, the last one, he had to vacate the very next day because of that said shoulder injury.
Oh, my gosh.
So, like, he's never really had a long run except with the NXT title.
Yep.
Because the first time he had a huge reign with it. So, you know, I'm glad that they are letting him extend it and not just be like a novelty thing. Like, oh, cool, this guy's back again. Let's give him the title for a couple of months and then move on.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here to show up.
Usually I'm not a fan of long title reigns, but in this case, like, I think it's establishing him again as a main card player like he is. And
it's not always like it's not like I'm gonna shut you down immediately. Every match that he has with the freaking Kyle O'Reilly match and him, like, my
both
gosh,
of them.
like every match that he does, it's tooth or nail. You don't know if it's gonna be Finn,
right?
But you know it's Finn.
Like, you know in the back of your mind.
You're like, oh, it's gonna be fun. Like, it's him.
There's definitely moments where you question it.
You're like, is it him?
And that's the.
Oh my gosh, is he gonna kick out of this one this time? Like, he made it like a 2 3/4 one time, and I was like, oh my gosh.
But to me, that makes it a fun match, because then, on the flip side.
And that's why he's such a dynamic champion.
Right, and
couldn't think of the word there.
On the flip side, you know, when we watch something like a Roman Reigns match or something, when you know, regardless of whoever he's up against, he's gonna win. Yeah. Right? You know that, but we know that with Finn. But we know it's also going to...
The handcuffs can take him.
There we go. Him and the handcuffs can go off and...
Go do a match.
Be happy. So, but like, we know that with Finn.
Yeah.
But we still want to watch it because we still don't really know. Like, we want to see how he comes to that conclusion.
But there's still that little bit of maybe?
That little bit of doubt.
Maybe?
Yeah. So there was a fun moment where he gets on the top and he has the belt around him and everything, and he, instead of doing the double guns out, his fingers are all mangled, like, and he can't straighten his fingers
because he's trying.
But it shows like that Dunn.
It's good character development.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously Dunn has just like, you know,
messed up his tendies,
messed up the tendies and the fingies, so he can't, you know, point forward and point straight out, so he has to do the whole gnarled hand. I thought it was a really good touch.
It was a good touch.
I love little moments like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the end of the match.
I gave it nay. Bailey Sarian up in here. Nay. Let's try that again, please. Okay. Let's keep going. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's what I thought.
I'll say it.
I can say it if you'd like, because I'll be really excited about it.
No, it's therapeutic for me if I say it.
Okay. We're having some therapy moments here.
I just want to put out a disclaimer.
Oh, here we go.
No, this is showing bad on me.
Ah.
I just want everybody to know that I bought a UE shirt that night.
You did.
Before the takeover started. And it is shipped and it is on its way to my house. I feel like an idiot now.
You know,
but
hey.
I am a huge UE fan.
We live and we learn.
I'm a huge Adam Cole fan. I have come on record saying that he is one of my husbands, one of my wrestling husbands. And I
step into the bad side.
You know, okay,
he's always been flirting with it, but
heel Adam is way better than face Adam.
It's true.
That's my opinion.
It's true.
But Gina has been calling this for a very long time, and I have been
at least a solid 2-3 months now.
I have been very
anti this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what the word I was gonna say. I've been very against it.
You've been adamantly against
That's
this.
it. That's the word. I've been adamantly against it.
You've abhorred this idea since I came up with it. And you're like, no, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
So, okay, but
who's right now?
I know, and this is the part that she was the most excited for.
I lost my mind.
She did, and then I just curled up into a ball and just I melted into the floor.
All you hear is, and that was Shelby.
It's true. I was just in a ball, and just curling up into the floor and just wanted to die. But it's okay. I'll explain. So, match ends. We have Finn, who's victorious. Dunn is on the floor. And then, of course, Oni and Danny come out.
And they're like, no.
And they're like, no, like, you beat our friend, so we're going to come beat you. Like, so they come, and it's basically 3-on-1 assault
and they just start
Finn,
beating him up.
Which has happened.
Frequently.
Frequently. And
so we're like, oh, darn.
But then, like, time goes by, and, like, nobody comes out.
And she's sitting there going, where's Adam? Where's Adam? Where's Adam?
Okay, I didn't sound that desperate. Okay? I basically was like, Adam. I was like the authoritative, like the wife voice, like, Adam, why are you not out here? He is getting beat up right now. Why are you not out here?
Like, this is the part where I'm leaning back on the couch going, here we go.
And I'm like, Gina, shut up. I'm like, no, they're just taking their time. They're just taking their time. Like, it's fine.
Eventually the music hits.
And then you hear,
and she goes, see. And I'm like, I see.
I did. So they come out. So you have Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly, and they're all in the UE gear.
Yep, Kyle is out first.
Yes, it's Kyle, then Roderick, then Adam. I feel like that is important to say.
Muy importante.
And so they fight him off, and run him out of the ring, and they scatter. What's the John Mulaney? Scatter! Basically one of those things like, oh, it's the cop, shit! And they scatter. Because they literally, like, fly out of the ring. Like, there's no fighting that actually happens.
No.
And so Finn's,
they all
laying
run
out
up the ramp, and their tail between their legs. And
right. There's
talking
like,
smack.
Yeah, that's what... Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's like...
It's the
classic
quintessential moment.
Chicken heel shit, right? Like, it's just like... Anyway, so they're in the ring, and then Finn is on the ground, and Kyle goes up to him while Adam and Roderick are talking smack, and there was this moment.
It was so good. I was hoping you were going to talk about it, because if you didn't, I was going to.
Where Finn was laying on the ground, and, like, Kyle touches him, and he, like, recoils.
Like, Finn is like, oh my gosh, who's about to touch me? Because it's like, it was such a good moment.
It looked like a little...
I wanted to go hug him.
Like a dog that had
just been kicked.
Right, and he was just like, oh, it's a friend. Oh, okay. And so they're all, like, gathering around him, and, like, Kyle, like, extends his hand, and he picks Finn up, and they're all standing in the nice line, and they're doing the UE sign.
Say it.
And then Adam super kicks Finn in the face.
Woo!
Which that part, I was like, okay, that's normal, because...
Wait, what? That is not what you said. You went, no!
Okay, yes, because that was... in my mind, husband-on-husband violence. Because Finn is one of my wrestling husbands, and so is Adam. So I'm like, nay, this can't happen.
Nay.
So, of course, naturally, I'm going to be upset. But then in my rational brain, I was like, no, that's normal. Like, they don't like each other, you know? Like, that's fine. Like, they can super kick each other. Like, he just doesn't like them. And then he turns.
And then Kyle is like, yo, what the heck, man? And he comes up
He's
and
like,
he's like, walking up.
You're ruining it. Like, you're ruining everything that we're building here. Like, this is supposed to be a good thing. And then Adam super kicks him in the face.
And that is when I claimed my victory.
And it looks like the Yui is at least broken
Dissolved!
up. Broken up
Dissolved.
at this point. We don't know.
And then there's Bobby Fish out there just being like, hey guys, where am I?
No, I think he literally felt it though.
Yeah,
Like
that meme Robert sent us.
like Adam super kicked Kyle in the face and he's just like, wait, what?
It's like that twin, like when you're like someone like hits your twin and the twin is supposed to apparently
And they
feel
feel
it.
it? Yeah.
That's what happened.
He's like, I have to go.
Somebody's
Whatever
calling
he
me.
was doing, something happened.
Yeah. Well, that's what's
and
gonna
then-
happen because I'm gonna go on the record making a prediction here, friends. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's gonna happen. I am okay with saying that I'll be wrong, but what's gonna happen is that it's gonna be Roderick Strong. Because Roderick Strong, when he was leaving, he was like, he didn't want to, he was hesitant, but he still joined because he's a little baby
Well,
bitch.
it took him a minute because he was supposed to look dumb and confused in the middle of the ring.
And
being
he
like,
did.
Who do I choose? Do I go with mom or do I go with dad? Like, who do I go with?
But it was very much, he knew he was going with Adam. And
Well,
so
yeah.
he went with Adam. So it's going to be Adam and Roderick Strong against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, because that's what they...
And they're going to...
people who had talked about them splitting up, they said that is what would happen.
And then
Because...
Finn's going to come in and mess some stuff up.
Well, sure, there's going to be that.
That's some chicanery. And that is my guess for the future.
I think that's a good guess.
But we'll see. Who knows?
I mean, Shelby's little baby heart was broken that night.
I will go ahead and say I was a little mean that night. But.
She was very mean to me. Listeners, like, don't let her get off easy. Like,
I was pretty savage that night.
She was savage to me. And then I made the mistake of telling her before she left that I had just bought a UE shirt. Then that just made a whole new wave of shit come my way.
I was cackling.
It was a mistake on my part.
It was
But
the
you know
best,
what?
though.
I don't regret it. I will wear it with pride. And what's funny is it says UE on the front and it says forever on the back. So I'm gonna wear it with pride.
I love those moments.
And WWE shop did me dirty. That thing wasn't even on sale. Like, it was not even on sale.
Well, they can't. If you put that on sale, then people are gonna be like, "Whoa, something's up here."
I mean, whatever. But, like, still, if you're going to have a faction dissolve like that, at least
You gotta milk every second of it.
At least have it be $10 off. Like, that just covers the
steep
shipping.
for them.
That just covers the shipping.
Oh my gosh.
They put it back on with the shipping anyway, so I'm still paying the same amount.
Yep.
Like, it's not, whatever. Anyway.
But, what Regals?
I gave it a 4.
I mean, I want to give it a 4.5 just for the fact that
I can't give it a 4. No, I can't give it a 4.5.
But I won't actually.
I refuse to give it a 4.5.
I will give imaginary 0.5 just for the fact of like finally having like this great theory of mine come to fruition. But I will actually give the match a 4.
I will say, I mean, you did do a good job with that prediction.
Oh, thank you.
It was good.
That was nice.
I know.
That was. I will give you that. That was very nice. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was very
Even
kind.
though it hurt my heart.
It
It's
did.
fine.
It's okay. You're gonna come up with something. Hey, look. It's bound for us to have another Shield moment together. Something's gonna happen.
That was almost Shield level for me.
That
I
was.
think. I don't think I have curled up in a ball like that since the Shield dissolved.
You curled up in a ball like that when Ember Moon came out.
But that was for a different reason. Like, there are different, like,
okay, valid. That's valid.
like
Yes.
curling up in a ball, like wanting to melt in the floor.
Yeah,
that was because
sadness,
that
not
was
happiness.
Right, that was because I couldn't control my emotions, and
Yes.
the only thing I could do was get into a ball. Like,
Yes.
there's a difference.
That's valid. Fair point. Fair play. Fair play to you.
Well, so I gave the entire takeover a 4.
Look, I mean, I know one day we'll have this big old battle about things not matching up, but that will not be today.
Today's not that
Today
day.
is not that day.
That's
It was a
fine.
solid 4. It was a solid 4.
So now we get to move on to our lovely, lovely segments.
Yay!
So Gina,
Yes.
who is your, let's see, who do you want to start with? Do you want to start with EST or Ignorant Slut this time? I'll let you choose.
Let's do EST.
Okay, we'll do that. So who is your EST of the takeover?
I have a tie.
Okay.
Kushida, match-wise, Kushida was just phenomenal. Like, actual, like, wrestling status, Kushida. But just for finally, story-wise, Adam Cole. The one time I'm going to give Adam Cole Bebe an EST. But it's because I was finally right. So, well, I guess I'll give it to creative then.
Well, it can be for Adam too.
It's for Adam because he did such a great job with it. He really did. You could feel it. It was coming, but it wasn't like so blatant that it was like predictable when he came in. Like you could tell he was not pleased to be there, but you could see the look on his face when he finally made the choice. I'm gonna do it now.
You're right.
And you saw the moment in his eyes before he super kicked Finn in the face.
Right. And I mean, you had even said like weeks prior.
Yeah.
He was given looks.
He was built. It was beautiful. It was really good choice work.
He built it up.
He did. Like, I mean, I saw it early on when it was before the match for Finn and Kyle. Because he came out and he was like, he's going to win it. And then he like made this side eye to Kyle. And I kind of was like, he doesn't want him to.
It's the long game.
Dude.
It's the long game that's
what
most
works the
satisfying.
best. Yes. And he does long games so well.
He does.
So my EST are Kushida and Adam Cole for that.
Well, good. I'm glad he made it.
I give him the credit for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well,
and your EST,
yes.
Shelby Bray Patterson.
So mine was a clear cut one for me this time. Usually I have an honorable mention.
You do.
And an actual one. This time it was Dakota and Raquel.
Yeah.
And I honestly,
it sounded like dogs there.
As I was writing it, I was like, I never thought that I would put Raquel in this category, but I think
day.
It's a day for both of us, right?
For all of us. For listeners, for you, for the world.
Exactly.
It's a good day.
So, I mean, just for, again, the historic nature of this match, whoever won it was going to be my EST.
Yeah,
regardless. But they really did deserve it, and they pulled it out.
They did.
And, I mean, just congrats to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez,
they did
because
phenomenal work.
You made history, but you also did it in such a great, fun way, and it was really fun to watch.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my EST.
All right.
So, who is your ignorant slut? Your favorite category?
It is my favorite category.
Is this another hard one for you?
It is, but I think I'm just gonna have to own up and say that the ignorant slut has to be Vic Johnson, because he's the one who hit the table and knocked it over. And
Vic Joseph?
Did I say Vic Johnson?
You did.
Excuse me, Vic Joseph. I'm so sorry. I know you're listening. I'm sorry. Vic Joseph. It was Vic Joseph, because he hit the table and knocked it over and ruined that spot. She's giving me the biggest. Okay, fine. It was Wade Barrett. It was my husband.
Thank you. Oh
Wade
my God.
Barrett did it. Oh my gosh, ignorant slut that he is.
I wish y'all could have.
And he said coup de grace again, and
He
I
did.
about punched him through the TV.
You know what's going to happen, Gina, is you're just going to have a talk with him.
Look,
you're just going to have
Wade?
to sit him down and just be like, babe,
Wade?
you need to do better. This is the second week in a row.
No, but is this really the second? Wade.
The second time he's made it. Yeah.
Wade.
Between you and me.
Get it together.
Yeah. I love that you.
I love you. Get it together.
I love, because I appreciate game when I see it. And when you have to protect your husband, I understand.
Look,
I did the same thing.
Yes.
But you have to call a spade a spade.
And I will.
And
I'll make jokes about it first, and then I'll do it.
it was his fault.
It was his fault. And you could and you know what's the funniest part? When I went back and looked at it, You can totally tell, like, his, like, back is, like, completely to the camera because I think he's totally, like, trying
like,
to
I
hide
knew it.
that he's pissed that he did it or that he's laughing.
Probably laughing. He doesn't he doesn't care. No, he doesn't care that he messed that spot
he's
up.
literally sitting there going, I'm an idiot.
He's like, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. But I mean, Wade Barrett, if you are listening,
one, you have a wife, if you didn't know, and it's me. And two,
please
get it together.
Also, please let us know if it wasn't your fault.
Like, please, like, hey, I am so fine with jumping on Vic Joseph. Like, it's fine.
I would love.
It's not Beth. It's never going to be Beth.
No, it's never
Beth's
Beth.
fault. It's never Beth's fault.
We're just gonna all come together and say that nothing is ever gonna be Beth's fault.
Beth Phoenix had blood pouring out of her head while in the middle of a match. Nothing's her fault.
Exactly. So my ignorant slut has something to do with Wade.
Oh no.
It's just the table itself.
As you just give the category to the table.
Because honestly, I was thinking about it. I was like,
just the spot of it itself.
I don't know who to blame for this. Like,
wait, what?
I don't.
Hold on.
No. Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who to blame because I don't know if I should blame Wade or if I should blame the tech who set the table up.
But if Wade is big, look at me. This is the level she's trying to get in my head.
I'm not trying to get in your head. I literally wrote this down. I said I don't know whose fault it was because it was bad. Like, I don't know if it was tech who set it up or if it was Wade's fault because. I mean, the way that you have to set those up, I mean, it has to be easy enough for them to fall, but it has to be hard enough that if something gets knocked up against it, it won't fall to pieces.
And that monitor still has to be on it. Paperwork, they still have to sit there, like, put their weight on it a little bit
up
to
against
make it.
There's bottles on it.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm just going to say the table itself.
The table itself.
Because I still think it's Wade's fault, but I can't say conclusively.
I love you, baby. It's okay.
Hey, it's fine. Again, you have to let him know, like...
Yeah.
You know, when he does things wrong. We have to keep our husbands accountable.
That's
Fix
right.
it.
Fix it. And move on.
But yeah, like that wraps it up. I feel like
this was fun.
It was a fun one. And I mean, they just always deliver.
I know.
I mean,
constantly.
Honestly, the only match that I had like somewhat of an issue with was that women's match, and it was because of something that wasn't any of those women's fault.
No, not at all. It was just something that they couldn't control.
Right, and they pivoted and they made it work.
And they did.
I mean, that was really the only complaint that I had about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, David, what's going on with Long Walk Podcast now?
Oh, so we have begun our Kevin Smith coverage. We've moved from Quentin Tarantino last year to talking about the filmography of Kevin Smith. Last month, we released our Clerks episode, and on Thursday night, we're going to be recording and releasing our Mallrats episode, which, let me tell you, going back and watching...
Shelby's face of what?
I have never heard of that. What is that?
Oh, watching Mallrats 26 years after its release, it was painful.
I've never seen it. I know of it. That's it.
Normally I would recommend it. Kevin Smith's films, I'm going to go ahead and spoil the podcast a little bit for you.
Man.
Do not recommend. But so that's coming up later this week.
Okay.
And then Sunday night is Elimination Chamber.
Yes, it
So
is.
we'll be having another episode of This Is a Work coming out next week. So altogether, that's 3 episodes coming out back to back.
Nice. Love that.
So Shelby, if people want to lightly stalk you online, where can they do that at?
Stalk you.
I love that you're keeping that. That is a quote of mine that I am so glad will live on
Forever.
because that is what I do. You can find me on Instagram at SlayAllRay, all lowercase, one word. And if you want to catch me on Facebook, I'm Shelby Ray Patterson now.
Oh.
She does that each time, every time.
It's going to happen. It's going to be like next year. It's fine. So,
Gina, how about some light stalking for you?
yeah, light stalking
How about
on
it?
my, I don't think it's private account anymore, but I think it still might be.
You fixed it now?
I think so. At Broadway_baby1218. That's on Instagram. And Facebook, I mean, I guess if you really want to, I am Gina Belmont.
Very nice. And if you want to follow me online, the best place to do that is on Instagram at DBHensley. If you want to find out more about Long Walk Productions, you can visit us online at longwalk.us. You can search for Long Walk Productions and Long Walk Podcasts on Facebook to give us a like. And if you look in the show notes for every episode, you will find a link to more of Long Walk Productions' original content, plus past episodes from Long Walk Podcasts. And as always, if you enjoy the show, please make sure to leave us a rating and a review on whatever platform you're listening on.
All right, well, that'll do it for us. So thank you guys for listening. And for This Is a Takeover, I'm Shelby Ray Patterson.
And Gina Belmont.
And just so you know, you don't have to be called up to the main roster. You're doing fine where you're at.